From an old friend who is in urgent need of his expertise, so he's heading west to Swindon. Ray Gabriel is a tarantula specialist and has a huge personal collection of over 5,000 different specimens.
I got my first spider to try and cure my phobia of spiders. I don't know why I had a phobia of spiders, but it worked. They have to be number one simply because they rely on me for food, water, heating, everything. They can't tell me that they need a drink, they can't tell me they need food. I have to be on top of them all the time. I can't think of any friends that I go out for beer with, do things with, that don't have spiders. Without a doubt, my life is now dedicated to the spiders. They'll be spidering for dead.
Ray, it's good to see you. I haven't seen you for a couple of years now, and this is a bit like nostalgia for me because I used to have over 150 tarantulas myself, but I moved to India and I had to rehome all of them. So this is great, but what have you called me here for today?
Well, I'm moving to Panama.
Well, I'm a bit jealous about that.
I'm rehousing all my spiders now, but there's one spider I'm not happy with. It's not eating, it's not acting properly, and it appears to be a white discharge around the mouth.
Around the mouth as well, and is it spending all its time huddled up?
Huddled up or standing up and tiptoes.
Okay, so I'm going to give you some gloves, and we'll grab this little guy, and we'll see what we can find. These are a spider from South America, and they're the most common pet tarantula species kept because they're fairly hardy in captivity. There are over 800 species of tarantulas, but only a handful are really commonly kept as pets, things like the Mexican red-kneed tarantula, which you always see in the movies. So anyway, I'll let you do the catching, and I'll get this set up. This is a surgical telescope that is usually used in human and animal joints to have a look at very small things, so it magnifies them really big with a camera and a light source. And we're going to use this to try and see what's going on here. I'm coming in, and there are those fangs, and they don't look very big from there, but they actually can be quite long. There's a mass of things that's moving there, if we have a look on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I am worried that these may be a parasitic infection that can be really quite nasty and very difficult to do anything with. And I'm going to take a sample. I'll take a little bit of fluid with a syringe and a needle, and we'll go in quite delicately and lift that up. Right, so I'm just sucking this little bit up there. Now I'll go and put this on a slide, and I'm looking for little parasites that are actually worm-like and that move, so they're quite easy to see, but they do spell bad news if they're there. So I think you can put that one down for a second, Ray. I'll just put this on a microscope. Now look at that, they really are moving around. That's really impressive. There are tons of these guys around here. Now, these are a parasitic worm with the unattractive name of Panagrolamidae, and that's quite a mouthful, isn't it? And this is really not good news at all, but thank goodness you've noticed this before we've rehomed the spider. So far, we don't know enough about this infection, but we do know that it's incurable. I've tried to treat it with all sorts of drugs, and nothing has been successful. It always ends up killing the spider. And there's this big risk of it being transmitted to the other spiders, so we can't put this one in the collection. It's great news that we've picked this up before it went into a new spider collection, so that's good, but it does mean that we're going to have to put this little guy down, and he's not going to be able to be rehomed.